All right, and welcome everybody to episode 2 of No Home Survival. We pick up on you where we left off, and here we are. We've got to make our way, make our way west and see what other kind of stuff we can find. And I don't know how popular these videos are going to be, but I like doing it because, again, it's late at night. It's nice and relaxing. And it's something that kind of helps me fill in some time for explaining what's going on. Just little life updates, kind of a vlog or whatever. So I did not end up getting the museum position, but that's okay. The interview actually was kind of awkward. I want to check out that. I don't know if that's going to be anything over there or not. But the interviewer was not asking very good questions, and I felt like I had to really lead the conversation. It just never clicked, and I'm sure I could have done better in general, but there was just a lot of instances where the questions I was being asked were not very good questions, and I was trying to make the best out of it. I'm wondering if this is a jungle. I don't know. I don't think so. Let's see. It's a forest. Okay, I'm not that interested in that. Let's see. But so I was a little disappointed by that, by not getting the job. But I still have a job. Not my favorite. Still halfway looking for other ones. Still applying to schools. I have until the end of this month to get everything together, to get all my stuff submitted, at least most of it. That's gonna be work. The time change was a little bit nice in some senses, but yeah. I've got into touch with one of my with a friend who's over at Carnegie Mellon. She's doing her master's in musical performance, and I was asking her how everything was going. I haven't talked to her in oh my gosh, has it been like a year or so? It doesn't feel that long ago, but and she was taking a class, a Max MSP class, which, if you don't know what Max MSP is, it's a software. It's a, I don't know, how do you explain it? It's an audio manipulating software. It's meant for more or less live performances. It's kind of like a digital audio workstation, like for example, like Audacity, Logic, Ableton Live, Pro Tools. Like, those are all what we call digital audio workstations, and you can manipulate audio like a post-production piece of audio. Usually post-production, like, you don't really create. I mean, I guess you could create pieces. I mean, I certainly do in a digital audio workstation. We call them DAWs for short. But what Max MSP is basically coding, essentially. You're coding almost. It's a graphical way of coding specific things to happen, it's super complicated. Like, it's not user friendly at all. I mean, it tries to be user friendly, but it's your base. It's so like if you're really into computer science and into software coding and whatnot, you might enjoy this quite a lot, or you might get really annoyed. I don't know, but it has a massively steep learning curve, and it's very hard. Like, taking college courses helps you kind of understand what it is, but it's um, because she's taking this Max MSP course, and when I took mine in college, it was very difficult. I mean, the amount of stuff that you can do is like infinite. It's endless. There is no end to what you can do with this software. But it's so complicated and so intricate, and you have to know exactly what you're doing. Um, and it doesn't have too much sympathy if you do something wrong. Um, so I'm nowhere even close to becoming an expert at Max MSP, and I just know the basics essentially. And from a musician standpoint, I mean, I wish it was easier, because it's starting to turn more and more into knowing how to do computer stuff than it is to compose music. But I mean, it's been like that for a while. It's been really starting to become that. But taking a course on it and trying to be trying to be creative with it is very difficult, because a lot of it is, again, this digital coding, knowing how to make patches, digital patches essentially. And I mean, it's really complicated. What I've been trying to, what I did before I started doing, before I just did this, like just like 20 minutes ago, I spent about an hour, 2 hours. One of my goals is to get, because I have Garriton CFX Concert Grand in my on my computer, and what I want to do is I want to use I want to put my MIDI keyboard and play my MIDI keyboard, first of all, through the computer, going through CFX, and then outputting to Max, and then putting the sound file, the sound that comes out that I'm playing, through Max MSP, to manipulate it in that way. I have not been able to do that, and I know there's a way to do that. I just cannot figure out how to do it. It's so hard to understand what's going on and everything. But I'm sure I'll figure it out one way or the other, and if I do, I definitely want to make a video and tell the world, be like, here's how you do it, because I can't find anything that easily explains it. I mean, Max MSP is not something you teach to children. It's not really something you teach to your average Joe. I mean, this is like proper hardcore audio manipulation. It's really hard. I mean, you have to really know what you're doing. It's not one of those things where you're like, sick beat, bro, by slapping a couple of things together in samples. It's so much more involved than that. And then when you get into jitter, oh my god, that's just, you have to be like a genius to get that. I cannot figure out how to get jitter to well, I'm not, we like, again, I took a class in college where we learned mostly MSP, and we touched on using jitter for like a couple weeks, but it wasn't super involved. So, but I haven't used Max MSP for like a year and a half at least, so I've been out of practice. And when she started mentioning the difficulty of it, and I'm just like, oh shoot, yeah. It's been a while for me as well, to say the least. But it's a good program. I still have it. I'm glad I got it in college. I also recommended for her that even if you're not going to, well, if you're going to use it, I would definitely buy it while you still have the student discount for it. Because with Cycling 74, the company that makes Max MSP, they actually are very nice to offer student pricing for Max MSP. Because originally I think it's like something really absurd, like $600, which, well, I guess it's not that absurd. Most professional software is in the hundreds to thousands of dollars, which is really not much if you're like into a big film, if you're a big film studio or whatnot. Let's see. All right, first pyramid. Let's see what we get. All right. Frostwalker. Okay, that's good. I should really grab bones. And I guess a little bit of string. Let's grab bones and string. Fire protection. That's not going to do me any good right now. Gold, I guess, is somewhat useful. What I really want is a saddle. Oh, no saddle still. Damn it. Oh, wait, there's a saddle. There it is. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's drop off all the junk. Yes, we finally have a saddle. One of these had gold. So cool. Let's see what else. That should be good enough. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Cool. So now we need to get back. Oh shoot, we need to get back up to the top. Oh, that's easy. Okay, so now we can find a horse. If we can find a horse. Now I have a saddle. This will make travel so much easier. Once I find a horse. Which way am I facing? I'm facing east. Need to go west. Okay. So anyway, so yeah, so Max MSP. If you ever have a chance, if you're, again, computer science person or a very smart musician, definitely take a look at Max MSP if you're, into the electronic kind of music or performance music. My personal love when I was doing electronic music in college was physical analog module synthesizers. Our university got a commission, or I'm sorry, a grant. Is there anything? No. Okay, got a grant when I was there to acquire a Buchla synthesizer. That's a tongue twister. A synthesizer. And basically what it is it's not a keyboard. It has what we call a bunch of modules. The best way I can describe what a module is, if you're not familiar with it, is it's like a it's a collection of different dials and switches and knobs that control a certain element of sound. So for example, so if you want to get started on anywhere, you have patch cables. There's always inputs and outputs, and what you're doing is you're trying to basically create some kind of sound or something. You could be naive and make some DJ beats, but that's really the minimum that you can do with something like this. it's really not what it's for. But if you're, again, naive and immature, I guess you could do that. But the colors that you can get, or the sound that you can get out of it, is much more interesting. And with an analog modular synthesizer, it's much more straightforward. It's much easier to get started doing something. So the way you normally start is you'd have what we call an oscillator, something that just constantly just produces sound or oscillates a beat or something, a beat pattern. So, and you can adjust it. You can also input, pre-made sound. You could play into it if you wanted to with like another instrument or whatever. Like you could input like an audio, an audio file or something. And this was pretty cool because you could really, you had wires going everywhere, and there's envelopes, and then the envelope, oh my gosh, it gets really complicated. It's really hard to explain it without having a picture of it in front of you and telling you what you can do and what you can't do and how to manipulate a sound. But it's there's no keyboard on it, so it's all purely turning up dials, turning this down, like physically doing all these stuff. And there's something to be said about physical media and whatnot. It really helps. Just that tactileness of being able to turn a knob or a dial, or flip a switch, or really fine tune and adjust sound. Oh, that was close. I mean, I spent a long time, and I wish I had $50,000 to spend for one of these instruments, but I don't. I mean, unfortunately, I had to schedule times for it. I don't like doing that because you have to really know what you're going in there for. You can't, I mean, as much as I'd love to, and this is actually something I did in college. We were supposed to schedule lab hours for the Buchla synthesizer, and you could only spend so much time on it. I usually got there in the mornings when the lab was open, like literally bright and early in the morning, when no other right-minded college student would want to be there. Like 4 in the morning, I would just be there, just working on it, playing around with all the sonorities of the sound. That looks like a village. That's a village. That's pretty cool. Well, let's quickly, oh boy, this will be fun. Wait for the zombies to pop up. Yeah, I need to find a place to sleep really quickly. Come on. Shit. There we go. Where's my bed? There it is. And that's good. No, don't drop the bed. Should probably eat. No, I can't eat and drive at the same time. Or boat, or whatever the word is. Hello, Mr. Creeper. I don't think he'll bother me too much. Oh, he's just going out for a swim, that's fine. Alright, let's take a look at what we have in the village, besides zombies and stuff. It's kind of weirdly tucked away. Aha! We have a blacksmith. We have, do I have any? I don't have any of that. Let's go ahead and gear up a little bit. That's gonna help. And let's also smelt some of this iron and cook some of this food. Yeah, so we can lighten up our inventory, and let's go bug the villagers. Hey, yo, what's up? Yeah, you have nothing. Okay. Okay, weaponsmith. No, I need my coal, unfortunately. Wait, I do need a horse. Boy, that's a little awkward. Awkwardly placed. God, another one, you guys. Let's see what's up here. Huh. Right. But I've got my radio show tomorrow, and I have no idea. Tomorrow morning, I have no idea what I'm playing tomorrow. I like to let's see, Tuesday. So on Monday, what I played was I've never played Aaron Copland before, so I played Copland, and boy, it's a cool view, isn't it? Actually, I set my render distance out pretty far, so you can really see a lot of the terrain. Let's see, I forget, is it? I didn't want to take a screenshot. I think one of these was which one was it? F5, F6 maybe, F7, F8. Oh, okay, that's full screen. F11. Nope. You can see my recording in the background. Let me fix this. There we go. I'm trying to figure out how to make that. Where's this? There's like a cinematic mode, I thought. I could be wrong. It's not that. Oh, wait. Anyway, so there was a, so I played Aaron Copland and, the 1812 Overture, which I wrapped up with the 1812 Overture because, I mean, what better way to end a Monday than like that? I mean, to start a Monday than, you know, as such. You know, I think that'd be a good, I think that was a good, and, you know, people were like, yeah, that was a great way to, you know, do the morning, so I think that went well. Okay, you know what we should do? We should at least throw in a, what do you think we should make? A pickaxe? I think a pickaxe would be the most useful. Pickaxe, let's see. Yeah, pickaxe should be pretty useful. First we need this, and then we need, is that the right thing to make? Let's see, a pickaxe, a shovel, don't need a shovel. This would make everything faster. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. It's gonna be probably the most useful thing we have. Let's see what else. Let's go ahead and make basic armor. Because we can. There we go. That frees up some space. String. I'm just gonna leave it a string because, you know, whatever. Okay, looks like we're done here. Alright, let's keep going. Not diddle daddle around here. Keep heading west. Okay. So that's kind of been that. And, still writing music, still working on my own stuff. Well, let's see. Still keeping up with the, oh my god. Keeping up with the, all the art stuff and, you know, working on stuff. Oh, my essay. My essay on music, I'm still working on that. That's going to take a long time to finish. I'm not planning on having that done anytime soon. Horse. Oh my god, horse. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. We can finally get a horse. This will be great. You're okay. Yeah. Not you. Nope. You might be better. Look at them all. Okay. I'm gonna stick with you. Come on. Love me. No? Love me. Yay, you love me now. Alright, let's go. Is it me or did they speed up horses a lot in recently? I don't remember horses being this fast. I'm not complaining. I mean, I am definitely not complaining. Please make them faster. If anything. Look at, holy crap, look at all the horses. Hey, another village. That was quick. And another blacksmith. Yes, we're robbing them. All right. Let's put you somewhere where you will not go anywhere. Aha, yeah, right up here. Nope. Yeah. Oftentimes, these horses can run away. I don't know why. Okay, and let's see what we have in here. Sword. That's going to be useful right here. I have a diamond sword and I don't need that, even though it's tempting, very, very, very tempting. But it's just no home survival, so what I have is what I have. Hello, sir. No, sir. Should I collect books? Okay, what do you have? I don't have enough for that. I can't afford that. But if there's a farmer... Nope, there's no farmer. That'd be kind of cool. Nope, no farmer. It's okay. I did say I should convert some of those carrots. Wow, this is a fast horse. I think it's a fast horse. Is it a fast horse? I'm sorry for making anybody sick. God damn, this thing is pretty snappy. That's a good thing. Unfortunately, it's going to get hung up by all these trees and hills and whatnot. Let's see how far I always hate it when the horse, what I tend to do is I abandon the horse if I'm going across the water, and that always hurts because, well, if you have a good horse and you have to go out and find another one, like in this situation here. Okay, looks like there's some hope over there. Let's show. Don't kill the horse. Go over that way. Before the sun goes down. Yeah, this is much faster than running. Except this part. Horses don't do well in water. Alright. Let's find a place to hunker down for the night. I guess here is good and sunny. Okay, cool. Horse wanted to go for a swim. Let's go over here. Oh, don't fall in there. But no, on Friday, my show, I had a friend of mine from college come on, and we did a little bit of an interview. Oh my god, another village. Oh, sorry. We did an interview, and hello, fisherman. Let's see. Looks like this is the end of the line for the horse. Got to go on boat. And I prepared for this interview. Oh my gosh. I was the one that was interviewing him. So so I remember I listened to a lot of good interviewers such as Studs Urkel. Ooh, another saddle. That's good. But I don't need these. Sorry, two things at once here. What else did I do? Larry King, him doing some interviews and then him interviewing other people. That's what he was really mostly known for. Okay, are you you're a Fletch, you're not a farmer. Are you a farmer? I don't think you are. Oh, you are a farmer. Okay, yeah, stay here, bud. Alright. I could get some emeralds out of you. Yes, I can. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you know it. Okay, well, fine. Alright. Let's see. There's a method to my madness. I'm killing them so they don't replant the crops. I don't need them to replant the crops or tear them down, actually. That's what I really don't want them to do. Like, these ones are just preserved well. Okay, that should be some emeralds out of that. Yeah, I think there's some more over here, right? Oh, nope, that's beetroot. We can't trade that yet. I think Mojang should implement that though. Should be able to trade beetroot. Okay, Mr. Sir. Mr. Sir. Alright, here you go. Give me all your goodies. Yeah, you can have that. Oh, you can also have these. I don't need those. Hey man, I can't have you doing this. I'm gonna have to, I'm sorry. No, actually I'm not sorry. I'm a vicious killer. What else we got? Is that all we have? You're useless. Oh, we have more. There we go. Who are you? You're a fisherman. How dare you farm? You fish. No carrots though. I think that's good. Okay, so let's see what we've got. That's conflicting information. Okay, I guess that'll be fine. Okay, hello. No, I don't need beetroot. Nope, don't need that. Nope. Alright. Oh, perfect. You can have the rest. Yeah. Yep, that's it. And then you can't be too attached to the horse. Yeah, can't be too attached to you. So gotta get going. So here we go, across the ocean again. Heading out west. And it looks like we've got one of those thingies, those ocean monuments. That's going to be good to avoid. So the interview went well. I mean, I had my friend, my guy, he came. I told him, yeah, you can call in, or if it's too far for you, it's totally fine to give me a call in or Skype in or whatever, and I can put you on the air. That's fine. But he was adamant. He's like, oh no, I'll drive over there. I'm like, you sure it's like okay. I mean, like you'll be here around 6:45 in the morning, and he's like, yeah, I'll be there. And so he was there by 6:30. And I told him what I was going to do. I told him that I don't want to ask him, how he's been doing musically, so we can save that for the air. I think that's something that, as much as I really wanted to ask him about that, I said, okay, let me tell you about myself, how I'm doing, and then I want to know how you're doing. Not to be selfish, but, just to keep the conversation fresh while we're on the air, so it doesn't, stale out. I think that's something that when I was researching and listening to interviewers, I mean, that's something that they used to do, that they said they do. So you become genuinely interested in what someone's talking about instead of having to fake, or act out, act a reaction, fake a reaction out of yourself and out of the your interviewee, the person that's being interviewed, that you are interviewing. Yeah, I was thinking, it's like, oh yeah, this won't be too hard. You just sit down and ask a bunch of questions. No, not necessarily. I mean, because you can ask some pretty terrible questions. I mean, you can. It's the interviewer. Like I mean, it really inspired me after my interview at the museum, where the person that was giving the interview clearly has not done interviews very well before. I mean, I shouldn't be having to drive the whole conversation. We just never clicked. And I'm like, I never want to do that. If I'm going to interview someone, I want to at least come prepared and ask intelligent questions and, get the most out of someone. So, it was an example of what I don't want to do. So, and that's when I started, reaching out and asking a couple people I knew. It's like, hey, do you want to come into my show? And, see how it all goes. But it went really well. He was really happy to be there, and he had rehearsal or something afterwards somewhere locally, so it worked out for him. And, we hung out at a coffee shop, Starbucks, and he's also really big into chess, so I hung out with him and, played a couple games with him. And, God, I haven't played chess in such a long time. It's been like, oh my God. I mean, God, I felt really stupid. Because he beat me two games to one. So, he's actually a pretty decent chess player, though. I mean, we both talk about all these moves and stuff, geeky nerd chess stuff, which is cool. But, we're just amateurs playing. It's, I mean, the people that, spend their whole life, it's a profession for them to do chess is, I mean, wow. That's a lot of work, and spending 3.5 hours deciding on one move and calculating out, all the possibilities is like enormously impressive. So like the Grandmaster, the great, like Bobby Fischer, Kasparov, Mikhail Tal. I mean, and it just goes on. There's a huge list of all of them. I mean, it's just enormous, and it just never fails to impress me how in computers these days. I mean, I don't like ever playing chess against a computer because, I mean, the human element's not there. It's never as fun. But because a plan, I mean, the computer's job is just trying to find the best move. It calculates, it just spends a lot of time calculating all these different moves, these different possibilities. It only seeks like 1 or 2 moves in advance. But I mean, chess engines have gotten a lot better since like Deep Thought or Deep Blue or whatever the thing that beat Kasparov back in the 80s and 90s was called, or that he was beating, and then it finally beat him. But it was basically just number crunching essentially. It wasn't really like meticulous. It was just trying to find the best move. Was all it was trying to do essentially. Where Kasparov, or like any human chess player would have like a specific plan to execute. We're still heading to the west. We're in the Mega Taiga. That's pretty cool. The Redwood Forests. And there's a zombie. How do you not see me? There you go. Yep. Trying to avoid zombie confrontations because, first of all, I mean, I don't need to spend time worrying about them. And second of all, I don't need any of the resources that they drop. So there's no point in me fighting them if I don't have to. Don't really need to worry about skeletons because those are just annoying. And again, I don't really need bones too much, but that's also... I mean... Here's the thing. I mean, for bones, I mean, you could tame wolves with them, which are great. I mean, wolves are great, but the big downfall... And I don't know how... I mean, I guess you could fix this in the game, but if you ever are like if... Let's see. If you're ever out in the ocean or something like in a boat, they won't follow you. Like, they will not follow you at all. They won't teleport to you. They just stay stuck on the beach or wherever you left them. So I wish they would wish Mojang would, have them do that, or at least teleport you to the water, even though it might be kind of awkward and inconvenient at times, but at least you still have your wolves, right? I don't know. Because you invest all that, well, maybe not all that, but, all that those resources to do that, and then you lose them all. So... Wolves are great, but it discourages you from having from doing what I'm doing right now, is exploring, because that's all I'm doing. That's the whole point of no home survival. I'm just exploring. I'm trying to find. I mean, I'm looking for more interesting biomes. So I would love to find preferably a jungle biome, so I can grab some of those nice juicy cocoa seeds. What else? Oh, some parrots, that'd be fun. Taking for granted that they stay with me and don't fly away. And in the end, I want to at least what was I gonna say? Basically, ooh, hello. Yeah, complete the mission initially, the objectives of Minecraft, defeat the dragon and everything. The big thing though, and I mentioned this in episode 1, that I learned when doing this, is the strongholds are actually within a certain radius of the world, the center of the world, around 0, 0. There's like a limit where how far am I out at? I'm at minus 18,000 blocks, which is far beyond, I believe, the border of the strongholds. So I will, unfortunately, just for practical sake, need to cheat, just so this doesn't become a long journey of killing Endermen, and running all the way back to the world center, and then running all the way back here. So at that point, I don't really know what I will do. I think I'll just what will I do? I think I'll just collect, like, let's say if I get 12, let's say 12 ender pearls. I'll need to make 12 ender pearls. I think that's it, because that'll be enough to at least light up the thing. I think that's just a goal for myself. 12 ender pearls. That's it. That's my declaration. I need 12 ender pearl or eyes of ender. That's it. Never mind. Eyes of ender. I'll need that to say yes. Now I can teleport. I can go into. I can be disfaithful and cheat a little bit. That's the only time I promise I'll cheat. Again, just to save time, because oh my god, like I will not. I just can't do that. Like that's gonna be boring video to watch anyway. Just watching me get lost and then just again discourages you from exploring all the rest of the world. So it looks like we'll need to use our boat again. Come on, get up there. The auto jump feature is kind of nice, but it's kind of annoying because it gets you stuck a lot of the times. Right, big ocean in front of us. Let's go. But it's the holidays now, so surprisingly enough, it's starting to play Christmas music already. It's only like a week into November, and already they're starting to play Christmas music. Like, oh my gosh. Pretty soon, they're be playing it after Halloween, which I hear some places are actually doing. I'll admit, Optifine is very. This is a really amazing little tool. It's very useful. Lets you zoom in. It helps speed up the game quite a bit actually. Helps it render better. Gives you this nice lighting effect. When you're in the dark, if you're holding, like for example, if you're holding a torch or like glowstone, it'll like light up everything around you, like as if you placed a torch on the ground. So I think that's kind of nice. I mean, you just need to make a torch and you have yourself an automatic flashlight. So these are pretty impressive mountains. There's a desert over there. There's a really pretty cool cave right there. I kind of want to check out the desert because you can find two things in there. Temples and villages. So even though it might be faster to go that way, I don't know. That's a pretty badass cave. Here, I'll do. In case anybody is interested, let me do this. Yeah, it's a pretty cool cave. It's a big opening. Got a nice view out into the ocean over here. So if anyone likes this, here, let me do this. Here's the seed that you can go ahead and copy down. There's that for you. And then I'll also pull up F3. You can see the coordinates there. We're at X of a value of about 20,100 minus 20,100. And then a Z value of minus 3,600. So just thought I'd throw that out to anybody, and I'll do that frequently if I find any other interesting formations. I'll throw out the seed, and then obviously this is going to be the same seed, but if you've missed it a couple videos or forgot or whatever, that's no problem. Absolutely no problem. I can go ahead and throw that out. It's interesting how like sky changes colors. That's kind of I don't remember it being like that, but I don't know. I don't know whose fault that is. Okay. Cool. I'm switching biomes. Cool. Let's grab some food. And looks like we're about to go down again. What day is it? It is day 10. And nothing really interesting was there. I could head south. I could head south. If I really wanted to. Is there anything that I can see immediately? No, not really. Let's see how far I can go. Before I'll need to throw down a bed and call an end to episode 2. Yeah, making each of these series, I'm telling myself I'm going to make each of them 5 days long. That's enough time. That's more than enough space video-wise. I mean, it's going to take, I mean, these videos, I have to go to the studio, my radio studio, which has faster upload speeds than here, and then it takes forever to render these videos out. So yeah. All right, so that's gonna do it for. Hold on, yeah, torch in my hand. There we go. That's gonna do it for episode 2. I hope you're all doing well, and I will see everybody. I'll see everybody later. Take care, everyone.